Hi there, welcome to kneppyinvests. In this video, I'm going to do a quick take Appendix 4C video on iCollege. Now, this is a company, a vocational training provider. They have something like six businesses across 8 training campuses, and that's in 5 states and territories. So not a lot there. So they are a small training or vocational training company, but they are in the process of acquiring or trying to acquire Red Hill Education, another very small, similar type of company. Now, about 3 or 4 years ago, I did do research on this company, and I'm hoping, because during that research, I did develop some negative bias around this company, and I really haven't done any further up research in what they do, how they're going, that sort of thing. So the challenge in this video, or as I was preparing this video, was to try to keep or suppress that negative bias and maintain a neutral bias around this company. And I'm hoping it worked, because this company is actually looking way more interesting than it was 3 or 4 years ago. So let's get stuck into looking at iCollege. So iCollege, they have a ticker code of ICT. So even though I've mentioned they were a small company, they still have a market cap of 87 million. So some people out there will be saying, well, that's really, really small. In my opinion, that's actually not small at all. I'd love to have a company that's 87 or worth $87 million. That would be awesome. Now, revenue over the trailing 12 months is 11.7 million, and they are operational cash flow positive. So whenever I see a company that is operational cash flow positive, that's actually a positive. So my negative bias around this company that developed 3 or 4 years ago might be out the window just looking at the operational cash flow state of the company. So if you do want further information on this company, you like the sort of field they're in, do highly recommend looking at their Appendix 4C, which was released on 8th of April. The name of that report was Quarter Cash Flow Report, Record Financial Performance. I also highly recommend looking at their half-year presentation that was released in February, because you get a lot more details in that report. For instance, you'll see where their students come from. For instance, the greatest or highest amount of students come from India with 21%, and the second highest amount of students on the campuses is from Brazil with 17%. So that surprised me. And then you can look at actually all their business as well, what sort of training they do in what field. So I do highly recommend that, particularly if you have an interest in this company. Now on to the cash flows from operating activities in the Appendix 4C. The first thing I always go straight to, and I look for 2 things here: receipts from customers, which is $3.5 million for iCollege in this quarter. And in isolation, that means nothing. So you need to see a trend, and I'll show you that trend in the next slide. And the second thing I look for is to see whether the company's operational cash flow positive or negative. That is right at the bottom of the cash flows from operating activities, and iCollege is operational cash flow positive, and they have been operational cash flow positive a few quarters in the past 2 years, so they are heading in the right direction. So I do like the trend the company is heading towards. And the end cash on hand at the end of the quarter was 5.2 million. So they aren't burning through a lot of cash in investing and financing activities. That's another good thing. The other thing I like to look at is the loan terms to see if there's any really bad loans in there. And you can see there is an $18,000 floating drawdown facility at an interest rate of 15%. So that's a sort of loan you don't want to see where the company has, but it's only $18,000 for iCollege. And the $224,000 Queensland Rural and Industry Development Authority loan facility is much better. In fact, that's interest-free for the first 12 months and only 2.5% for the remainder of the loan term of 10 years. That's the sort of loan you want to see a company like this have, not the other loan that is at 15% interest rates. Onto the receipts history for iCollege, and the first thing I want to look for here is any sort of upwards trend in the receipts. And when you look at this graph or this table, you can see the company has gone through 2 phases. The first phase was between April 2015 and January 2018, and this company was not doing anything. And that's when, during that period, is when I did the research. And you can see why I developed some negative biases around this company, because in fact, the receipts were going backwards, particularly from that peak in January 2016 to 2018. It went from 1 million and down to about 300,000. But something happened to this company in 2018, and they turned things around. In fact, the cash receipts grew quite quickly between January 2018 and October 2019. They went from about 300,000 to 3 million. The growth rates have slowed down a little bit over the past 2 years, and we did see a bit of a dip in receipts in July 2020, and that could be COVID-19 related. But in April 2020, in the most recent quarter, the receipts of 3.5 million was a record high. So overall, this does get a tick in my books, and compound quarterly growth rate since January 2018 is 19% per quarter, and that's exactly the sort of growth rates you want to see in a company this small. Onto charts, I'm going to show you two charts here, a 3-year weekly chart and then a daily chart. So I do like to look at two different frames of reference here, looking at a weekly long-term chart and then focusing on the shorter term with a daily chart. And the first thing you see with iCollege is from the start of this period, so go back 3 years ago, to July, August of 2020, this company was not doing anything. Share price was going sideways or even down a little bit, got to a low of about 3 cents, and the volume was not very high at all. So that shows you the market was not interested in this company, and if the market is not interested in the company, why should I become interested in the company? Particularly if I've done some research and I've gained some negative bias around the company. But then, come August 2020, the market became excited in this company, and you can see that excitement two ways. The share price started to increase quite rapidly on much higher volumes. So that's how you know the market got interested in iCollege, and the share price has gone from 3 cents to about a high of 17 cents at all also, and currently the share price is around 14.5 cents. So a nice uptrend has developed in the share price on the weekly chart. In the next chart, the 18-month daily chart, you can definitely see when the market got excited around iCollege, and that was in August 2020. Now, prior to August 2020, the market was not interested at all in iCollege. And we know it was not interested in iCollege because it was very illiquidly traded. In fact, you can see that by the candlesticks and by the volume. So very low volume. And when you look at the candlesticks from day to day, you can see it's very rough. There's gaps here, a lot of gaps. And when you see a lot of gaps in the candlesticks, that just shows you that it's very liquidly traded. And sometimes in these sort of illiquidly traded small cap companies, one trader on one trade can send the share price up 10% or down %, or depending on the mood of that one trader. And then August 2020 came and something got the market excited in iCollege. And more than likely, because it was August, it would have been a half yearly or the yearly report they released. And there was something in that that was the catalyst behind the re-rating of iCollege's share price. It's taken the share price from 3 cents all the way up to 15 cents. So that's a 5-bagger in about 7 months or 8 months or so. And we also can see the massive increase in volume during that period. So the market has got excited with iCollege. And to find out further, I would recommend going back to August to read their half-yearly or yearly report to see what happened at that point in time. Now, although talking about all that increasing interest in iCollege, am I now interested in this company? So I did develop a negative bias around iCollege. What has that changed? Well, not exactly. I have maintained sort of a neutral bias with this company. It's not the sort of company I would typically be interested in. So the educational field is not where I usually head towards. But just because that's not of interest to me doesn't mean it can't be of interest to you. So the whole point of me doing this video is to share ideas and hopefully to inspire someone to do further research on the ideas I have given. So that's all I've got on iCollege, this quick take Appendix 4C video. If you do have any questions about this company or even just Appendix 4C, make sure you leave a question in the comment field and I'll eventually get to answer any question you do have. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor, so if you do need to seek financial advice for your own circumstances, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. And that's all for this video. Have a good day. Bye.